Hi. So this is a second post for COMMGiving.com, and the title post is "A buck ought not cost a buck." And so I was talking to a young man, very stylish young man, and you know we're commiserating on something, and it can't and and I'll start with the conclusion is that you know when we're young we're like a conclusion of the conversation is like when we're young we're like swashbucklers, you know, a little bit like adventurers, but as we get older we become more like farmers. And the difference between you know a swashbuckler and a farmer is that you know when we're young all we want to do is make a buck, and to us making a buck was almost like a point, like a sinking a basket. But um, a farmer knows that um, a farmer settles down because he realizes, nowadays I gotta say she as well, but a farmer settles down because he realizes that he can make a buck with a lot less money. You know, because when we're young, there are a lot of costs that are we take for granted. You know, we all, I think most of us, the majority of us, have received that lecture from our parents. It's like, you know, you think you're so smart, you go to work or you go out there, you make your $50, $25, but I stocked the fridge. Like for the $25 you made this week hustling on the street, that food I paid for was like $100 this week. You know what I mean? It's like, and that's just the food. I got to pay for the house. I got to pay, like your $20. If you had to live on your own, the $25 wouldn't pay for the food, the house, the electricity, or anything. We all received that. I think the majority of us received that lecture. So it's basically like at that point, your buck actually costs $10 to make, right? A farmer realizes, you know, if I settle down, a buck might only cost like 50 cents, and then as I get older, it'll cost 25 cents. As I get older, it costs 10 cents. That's why a lot of people choose to settle down, because just like being more efficient, you know, when you're settled down, everything's sort of like within reach, within control. You start saving money on making a buck. But when we're young, we're goofing around, we're hustling on the street. A buck actually costs $10 to make. So if right now you make a buck and it costs you a buck to make, even if you're making $1 million, it costs you $1 million to make. To me, it's busy work. You know what I mean? It's busy work. It's busy work. All right. So a buck ought not cost a buck to make. It's like anybody can make $1 million for $1 million. That's no big deal. You know how I can do it right now? I can go bank, right? Ask for a loan and invest it in something, and then tell the whole world I just invested. You know, say they give me a loan 400,000. I just invested 400,000 in a new little startup in Toronto. It's like, whoa, a new investor. He just invested 400,000 in a new startup. That's a buck for a buck, right? It's no big deal, and everybody thinks, oh, he just invested 400,000. He's got so. It's a buck for a buck. It's nothing. You got a buck. It's got to cost you 10 cents to make. Even if you end up with like, say you make like this year you make like 60,000, 40,000. Say you're in business for yourself, you make 60,000. It costs you 10,000 to make. That's impressive. If you're in business this year and you make $1 million, but it costs you $1 million, it's pointless. Because the difference between a buck and 10 cents is what you're gonna use to buy food, to buy clothes, to drink, have friends over, get drunk, watch TV all night long. That the difference is what you're gonna use to do all that stuff. Sit around, enjoy the sun, talk to people, wear your sunglasses, go for Starbucks. The difference between a buck and the 10 cents cost to make is what lets you do all that. if you make $1 million and it costs you $1 million, you can't do any of that. You know why? It looks like that. They roll it into the expense account as part of the company. That's not real living. This is a little bit more real living.